What happened? Did you just glitch out here? Oh my god, can you believe that? This sim is glitching. What in the world? Don't do this to me. Hello, this is Arash. Good morning, good evening. We are going to have a local early morning flight, 8 a.m. local time in Iceland, Reykjavík. We are going to have a rather shorter flight today, first leg of it. In fact, we have a good opportunity to fly to the east coast of Iceland, to Hofen, and hopefully we can have some good sightseeing. So based on the weather data, we should have a nice flight relatively today. No icing at our cruising altitude, not much of a, windy or turbulent conditions really. Should be all good. I've already loaded up the flight plan. Okay, check the engine. Power set 1800 RPM. Okay. Oil temperature and pressure, vacuum ammeter, fuel flow, everything looks good. And power idle. Takeoff clearance.
Reykjavík Tower, Mirage Charlie Alpha 010, ready to go runway 13 INR to Hotel Oscar Romeo November Alpha Foxtrot Juliet Oscar Romeo Delta Uniform Romeo.
Oh my god.
Mirage Charlie Alpha 010, cleared for takeoff runway 13. Cleared for takeoff runway 13, Mirage Charlie Alpha 010.
Okay, and we have the clearance, parking brake released, and flight controls check. Takeoff power set. Airspeed active. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, my stick is acting up recently. Can't wait for my Honeycomb Alpha. Okay, 400 from the ground and flaps up. Beautiful.
Going to 1.825 decimal 5 Mirage Charlie Alpha 010. Reykjavík Center Mirage Charlie Alpha 010 is climbing through 700 feet for 3,000 feet. Mirage Charlie Alpha 010 Reykjavík Center, continue to Echo Lima as planned. Altimeter tree 0 decimal 49er.
And your autopilot set, nav set. Okay, we will turn to 106 at Methyl waypoint. That is in 1.5 nautical mile. These fogs though, we're gonna have some icing. go down for 1,000 feet.
Reykjavík Center, Mirage Charlie Alpha 010. Request 2,000 feet.
I didn't.
Mirage Charlie Alpha 010, request denied.
I mean, we are almost at 5,000. I said 1,000. I don't like to fly in the fog, so let's go higher then.
Reykjavík Center, Mirage Charlie Alpha 010. Request 4,000 feet.
It's still thinking that I'm at 3,000.
Charlie Alpha 010, descend and maintain 4,900 feet. Expect 4,000 feet.
Okay.
Descend and maintain 4,900 feet. Expect 4,000 feet. Mirage Charlie Alpha 010. Feet altimeter tree 0.50.
What?
Climb and maintain
Hey, we got a new
4,900
follower,
feet.
Mighty
Mirage
Destroyer.
Charlie Alpha
Thank you
010.
so much for the follow, I appreciate it. Welcome aboard. Where are we? We are in Iceland. Flying across Iceland. And basically this is our day 10 of flying around the world. And I have this layover map for you as well. You can follow my path. And also there is a link to the past and future flight path down in the about section. If you click on that, it'll show you this map. I'm gonna show it to you as well. This map here. So we started flying around the world from in Toronto, and this red path is what basically our progress so far, and we are in this Lake 10 right now. I have to change that to red, and then basically the rest of the blue is our future flight path, and also the green ones are possible additions like tour of Africa, Australia and South America. But yeah, today in Iceland we have an early morning flight because we have a window of opportunity, because from tomorrow it's gonna be very bad. Like the weather condition is gonna be a lot of icing, a lot of like precipitation in this area. So hopefully this morning we are going to cross Iceland, and this afternoon we're going to finish the Atlantic crossing by flying to Wick in Scotland. I normally do only one flight today, but today is probably our last chance for a while, because if I don't make it to Scotland today, yeah, we're gonna get stranded in Iceland. So I don't even know like for how long. Yeah, it's very interesting and it's very exciting. So this is our current weather condition, and this is our flight path. So everything looks good for today's flight. Again, this is leg number 10, and then leg 11 would be this afternoon. But everything looks good. We don't have much of icing. There is a little bit of turbulence above the mountains here, but everything is okay. And for this afternoon, around 4 p.m. GMT, well, we are seeing some icing, but if we've climbed to, let's say, 10,000 feet and above, so there is no icing, so we should be able to cross the Atlantic and fly to Wick in Scotland, and then we'll be safe. And as I've always mentioned in my streams, this is open to multiplayer. So anyone who's watching and flies in FS 2020 are welcome to join to any of the flights. It'll be much more interesting if we can have like a group flights. During the afternoon flight, I will be waking up to go to class. I'm in PST. Oh, okay. No worries. This is going to be a long series of flights. Once we reach Europe, I will have a better, more regular schedule of flight. Like right now, it's very irregular, to be honest, because I totally rely on the weather, because I fly in real time, real weather, right? I need to make sure that I can see where I'm going right now, in order to avoid like icing, because right now it's okay, like it's plus 1 degree Celsius, we are fine. But as soon as it goes below below 0 degrees Celsius, and then we have visible moisture in the air, like for example these fogs and low altitude clouds, we're gonna have icing, and it's very, very dangerous, especially at night time. If you don't see them and just fly into the freezing conditions, then basically you're done. The view is so nice. Yes, I love the sunrise and sunsets. They've done a pretty good job in modeling these atmospheric phenomena, and it's amazing. Yes, I agree with you. That's something I don't get tired of it. We are going to fly past the one of the most famous active volcanoes in Iceland as well. I think it erupted like a few years ago. I can't remember the exact date, but we're gonna hopefully see that. I wish I had a PC to play this awesome game. I would totally fly to my house. Oh, do you have like console game? Do you play on console? Yeah, you play on Xbox. I think it's gonna come out to Xbox soon, right? That was the whole marketing thing. They were saying that you should be able to play it on Xbox as well. I don't know when they're gonna release it, but I'm sure a lot of people would be so excited to have that on their Xbox. Hello, Mango. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Can I see the controls of the aircraft? Like inside the cockpit? Yes. I usually basically make this like disappear so I can see the buttons, but yes, here. Are you really going to fly around the entire globe? Yes, that's the plan. And there is a link to a custom map that I've put on the under About section. And if you check that, you will see this map that I've shared. So the red path is what our progress has been so far. The blue one is our future flight path, and the green ones are possible additions depending on the interests that I see from the viewers. And we are flying in Lake 10 today across Iceland. Do you know what all those things do? Yeah, I would say most of them. There are a few things that I'm still not sure in this particular model, but most of them, yes. Like I need to utilize those in order to safely fly. And it's not that difficult to learn, to be honest. Like, I mean, I've been using flight sim for the last 23 years, so I know like the basics at least. I hope I do. And I actually mostly fly with airliners in P3D, but FS 2020 is such an amazing and beautiful, it provides such an amazing and beautiful scenery that when they announced the release of it, I was like, that is the flight sim that I need to do my fly around the world in a GA aircraft. I've done circumnavigation in... Why they just told me to go down to 4,000 and then 4,900? Are you serious? Anyway, let's go up. So yeah, I have circumnavigated several times actually in airliners, like for example Boeing 777, Boeing 747, but I've never done it in a GA aircraft because the sceneries in the previous sims were not as great as FS 2020. So this is great because we can fly in low altitude and enjoy the scenery. Soon, are you going to transfer to a Boeing, or are those call it too complicated for your brilliant mind? Well, as I said, that's my gimmick, right? I actually fly in P3D, not in this sim. I don't actually like the airliners that much because they are not as complicated. The modelings are not that great. Like a lot of the buttons and the functionalities are not operational. But I have like a very complex add-ons for P3D, like prepared by Lockheed Martin. That's the older flight sim. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. but those are very like detailed model. I love those aircrafts, and this series is supposed to be all in Cessna 172. That's the whole goal, right? I'm going to fly in Cessna 172 around the world. So yes, I might have like other streams and do like other flights in Boeing 737, sorry, 747 or 777, but fly around the world series would be only in 172, Cessna 172.
Descend and maintain 4,300 feet. Araj Charlie Alpha 010.
Why are they sending me up and down? I'm going to have to go to charge my phone. I will hopefully be back in 30 minutes or an hour. Yeah, no worries. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Hey G-Nice, how have you been? I'm good, I'm good. How about you? Good to see you back. Did you design the route by yourself? You mean the whole flight around the world? The whole path? Okay, so how far are you on the journey? We are in Iceland right now. Let me actually, I have to, here, we are in this leg number 10. I have to change this actually, the color of it. There we go. This is
Araj Charlie Alpha 010. Climb and maintain 4,900 feet.
there we go. That's the current flight path.
4,900 feet. Araj Charlie Alpha 010.
So we're gonna go to Hoffen today in Iceland, and then this afternoon, hopefully, we're gonna fly to Scotland. And this is our chance to fly to Scotland, because after this it'll be very like weather conditions would be very, very bad for at least for the next week or even farther than that, because there's going to be a lot of icing. So today is like one of those limited chances that we have to finish Atlantic crossing. Mango, yes, and it's in the individual legs. Okay, so basically I've got some ideas from like real life pilots when they did fly around the world in small aircrafts, like especially the flight over the Atlantic, like this part. I got the inspiration from those pilots, like real life pilots. The rest of them are just my choice. Like actually this part it was suggested by one of the nice viewers, one of my followers. He suggested to go through the Alps, like, and originally I was going to fly from France to Spain directly, but then he mentioned Germany and the Alps, so I was like, yeah, that's a very good suggestion. So I changed the flight path to Frankfurt, Munich, and we're gonna fly through the Alps in order to get to Italy. But yeah, I'd say 90% of the flight is just me choosing, where is good to go. Also, the green parts are optional. Probably, like, I would put it on vote whether we should go through the green parts or no. I hope that answered your questions. Gina, it's awesome watching some of the early legs. Was cool as you avoided icing. Yeah. Oh my god, like the Greenland part was extremely challenging. I was so like exhausted of that part, but I'm so excited that we're gonna get over these challenging parts and then reach Europe. Like I can't wait to fly across Europe and the Alps. I see, very interesting. Yeah, it's very exciting. But yeah, flying across Greenland was extreme. Like the extreme, both icing condition and turbulence. Like at some point, the airplane was just shaking left and right, up and down. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna like, uh, it's gonna overstress the structure of the aircraft. It was crazy, and the icing, jeez. I was stuck there for like a week. Like I couldn't find a good condition to fly across like Greenland. Does your plan include diversion airports? You mean like in general, or in case of like emergencies?
Mirage Charlie Alpha 010, descend and maintain 4,300 feet. Descend and maintain 4,300 feet. Mirage Charlie Alpha 010.
Are you like asking for any sort of like suggestions along the way? Both alternative destinations and en route in case of emergency. Yes, uh, I I file my flights in SimBrief. Right now there are not much of options, to be honest. Like here, like I have alternative airports, uh, but they are not as diverse because there are not that many airports around here, and this, especially this leg, is not that long anyway. But I uh, consider like emergency situations for sure. Also,
Alpha 010, climb and maintain 4,900 feet.
okay, can you what's wrong with this ATC
Climb and
today?
maintain 4,900 feet. Mirage Charlie Alpha 010.
Okay, yeah, and if anyone has any suggestion, like let's say any point of interest, and they want to suggest me, by all means, I will add them to my flight plan, as long as it's not that far. Like yeah, as long as it's feasible and it's doable, I'll fly like to interesting cities, if there are any like beautiful sceneries that we can see, uh, I will add them to my flight plan. Let's change this to, let me see, fix it to 5,000.
Alpha 010. Request 5,000 feet. Mirage Charlie Alpha 010, climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Mirage Charlie Alpha 010.
I think the volcano that erupted a few years ago was around here, if I'm correct. Yeah, it was 2010. yeah, in this area. Oop, what did I do? Here, yeah, this was the volcano, and we're flying around here right now. This place has great views, but were some of the lakes boring? Yes, especially the ones across water, like water bodies of water. Like there is nothing to see really. For example, this path. I mean, depends on like how you define boring, right? Like this path from Iqaluit to Nuuk, there was not a lot of exciting things, to be honest, but we had a lot of great chats with the viewers, and like we had a lot of exciting conversations. So this Lake 7, although it was like not much of scenery to be really, like it was just water, ocean, but it was one of the fun sections of the flight, because we had great conversations with the people. So yeah, depends really, like if that's what you mean. But once we reach Europe, it'll be all like uh, a lot of sceneries, right? Like there are a lot of cities, a lot of natural sights to see. So yeah, that's what I can say. Good answer. This is pretty majestic though, yes. I'm glad that this I had this chance to fly across Iceland during daytime. But for this afternoon, and when I say this afternoon, like afternoon of my time, so it'll be 4 if I, yeah, let me see, yeah, it'll be 4 p.m. in Iceland to fly from the east coast of this country to Scotland. That's a long flight, and it'll be like, yeah, it'll be 5 hours, and almost all of it over the ocean, and half of it will be in total darkness. So it, basically you won't be able to see anything, but the thing is, like, I have to do it because it'll be very, like, the icing condition is approaching very fast, and this is my chance. Like if I don't do it, we won't be able to make it to Europe, really. That won't be so majestic. Yeah, I agree. But again, we have to get do that, right? Get over it, and so we can land in Europe. That's the exciting part. Endure and survive. It is part of the journey, yep. Not every part is exciting. You gotta suffer through the hard parts in order to appreciate the good parts. Hope I get to watch most of it. Yeah, I hope that you can have a chance to join as well. It's always fun to have you guys in the stream. I really appreciate it when you have when you take the time and join the stream. Really. Plus, if in case you missed any of the legs, uh, I mean, it's gonna be on stream. It's gonna be on Twitch. You can just skim through it to see what happened during the flight that you missed probably. Also, I will put all of these on my YouTube channel. Not all of them, but the highlights, I should say. By the way, question for you guys. Uh, did you, when you clicked for this stream, did you see any ads or no? Like, did it show you any ads? You don't think you saw any ads? Okay, that's good. That's good. I hope, cause I don't like it to be honest. To be honest, neither most of the streamers, cause they are annoying and like when people want to go to a stream and they see ads, statistically like 30 to 50% of them just click on back. They don't watch through the ad, and yeah, streamers hate it. But if you're in affiliate program, that's the downside of it. Like the platform shows ads on on your stream, and you don't get anything from it really. Like for small viewers, like a small number of viewers, you don't get anything from it. I would have watched through the ad. I was really curious about this channel. Well, I should say thank you. Not a lot of people have your patience. Like that's a true fact. Like statistically, 30 to 50% of the, depending on the channel, yeah, they just, as soon as they see ad, they click back. But thank you for joining this stream. I appreciate you being here. Okay, we're past the half point of our flight today. Time flies. I'm just taking a few screenshots of these sceneries. They're so pretty. Let me see. Everything looks good here. Yeah, ETE 42 minutes is more accurate, I'd say. And the weather, okay, 4 knots, 300, very good visibility, few clouds at 4,000, 0 degrees, Yeah, pretty good condition, weather condition in our destination. By the way, those commands are in the about section. If you scroll down, you'll see, for example, you can predict the landing speed, like I'd say minus 90, or even less, hopefully. You guess minus 100. Okay. I usually try to keep it below, less than 100 feet per minute. Because more than that, it'll be kind of a strong landing. I mean, you can land for it like, I don't know, minus 400, 500, but that would be like a shock to the passengers. So, like below 100, minus 90, minus 80 would be very good and pleasant. Man, after this whole pandemic is over, I really want to actually go to Iceland. Like, it's magnificent. Like, I don't know what's the population in this area, but like out of 300 and 300 and 360,000 people living in Iceland in total, 60% of them live in Reykjavík. That was the city that we took off from. So 60% of the whole 360,000. So that tells you like the other 40% basically all scattered across Iceland, and it's such a low. You have such a low population density, really. And also another fun fact: where we are going, Hafen, where we are going to land, is the site of the first circumnavigation back in 1924, when a few of the U.S. Army, I think, at the time, I don't know if they had Air Force at that time, but basically American forces, when they did circumnavigation for the first time, they landed in Hafen. I probably pronounced it incorrectly. but where we are landing, where we are going to land is their first point of landing when they were flying across the Atlantic. Look at this delta. That's so beautiful. Would the circumnavigation route in 1920 look different to yours? Yes, they actually did it backwards. So they mostly flew east to west. I'm flying west to east. I'm not I'm not aware of their entire flight plan, uh, but I know that they were flying backward. And these days, mostly people fly west to east anyway, because it helps because uh, the wind, especially in northern hemisphere, the wind is usually from west to east, so it helps you to reach to your destination faster. Of course, there are exceptions, but and that's why when you fly, for example, from North America to Europe, your flight is shorter than when you fly backward from Europe to US. It's backward in southern hemisphere. Fuel quantity, oil temperature and pressure, vacuum ammeter, EGT, fuel flow. Let me see if I can lean the fuel a little bit. We need to keep the EGT as high as possible, because that means we are burning fuel at the best ratio possible. This gauge basically, it changes the mixture of oxygen and fuel, right? So the higher the EGT, that means the better your fuel is getting mixed and burnt with oxygen, and that gives you the best performance, best range with that minimum amount of fuel that you have. You get the best range if you do that. So right now you're at 40% and I could get the highest EGT. But if we fly higher in the altitude, I can go like down to 35 or even 30%. And in fact, I have to do it, especially for long flights, like the one in this afternoon. I have to fly high above, otherwise I won't be able to reach Scotland. If we fly like at lower altitude, the fuel consumption will be higher and we won't get that much range. Did you consider replicating some of the more famous circumnavigations, like the one you mentioned, or for example, Amelia Earhart's? Well, this is my first attempt to circumnavigate using a small aircraft. What you're mentioning is actually a very very good suggestion. I have to do the research and see if any of those like historic paths match with mine, or if it doesn't, maybe I'll finish this series and then try to replicate what they did. I think the most challenging thing is to find the exact airplanes that they had, right? Because not all, especially the old ones, they don't exist in this sim. Either we have to use mods to make something similar to those aircrafts. Like for why I chose Cessna 172, because it's my favorite GA aircraft. Like airliners, my favorite is 747 and 737. I love those airplanes. But when it comes to like general aviation, like the small airplanes, Cessna 172 is my absolute favorite. And I've actually been in a Cessna 172, and I've controlled it. Like I flew with a friend of mine who is a flight instructor, and he gave me control when we were flying like at cruising altitude. And I know how it feels to fly this small airplane. Again, it's my absolute favorite. That's why I was like, I want to use this aircraft to fly around the world. But for historic ones, yes, that's a very good suggestion, and it's something that needs research, right? Because you need to, I mean, in order to make it as realistic as possible, you have to have a similar aircraft as those like pioneers of aviation. Look at this mountain. Like all of these volcanoes, where is it? I like the old school cockpit on this plane, no virtual reality vision, attitude indicator or GPS with full VFR map. Yes, I'm in the same page. That's why I chose this. I prefer this steam gauge over G1000 glass cockpit. I don't know, I just love the classic look of it and the challenges that you will have using these instruments. Oh, I was going to say that Iceland, because of all of like these active volcanoes they have, uh, they have a lot of these hot springs around the island.
Ross Charlie Alpha 010, you are flight 2 miles southwest. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors visual runway 36 approach.
Runway 36 approach. Okay, I'm gonna bring up my.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors visual runway 36 approach. Ross Charlie Alpha 010.
Okay, runway 36 approach. Okay, that is our runway. Let's see, the airport. Okay, 4,900 feet, the length of the runway, and we have to fly down to Dinok waypoint, and there is no star. Pretty simple approach. Anyway, yeah, I was saying that because of these active volcanoes, these hot springs across Iceland, they allow you to basically have like outdoor swimming all year round, like even at the coldest time of the year, which is crazy and exciting. And you mentioned that you like the old school cockpit. Like all during all these years that I've been flying in flight sim before FS 2020, I always flew like in this view, like a realistic way, like pilots see, like just looking around within the cockpit. But FS 2020 is such a beautiful, like they have modeled the planet so beautifully that I kind of feel that I miss it if I don't fly in outside view. That's why I keep switching, and also people like to see it this way. And of course, it's a GA aircraft. You're flying at low altitudes, so you gotta enjoy the view. Do you do navigation, takeoff, landing with radio, navigate, or GPS? I try to just do visual approaches, uh, and if I have the option, I usually use ILS. Like I use GPS only for like occasionally, just as a reference. Like let's say if it's like total darkness and like I don't see anything, I don't want to just fly into mountains and just something bad happens. I keep an eye on the GPS. But in normal situation, yeah, I just use radio navs or just visual approach. Try to keep it as VFR as possible. I mean, using ILS is not VFR, but I don't know. It helps. Plus, I like to use ILS, like especially the old ones like this. Let's see if the meter has changed. It shouldn't. It should be good. Yep. Everything looks good. We're gonna have a nice visual approach and landing. So we are going to keep the same heading after reaching to Ingag waypoint in order to intercept the runway heading, which is 359. What happened? Why doesn't turn it? Oh, it was frozen. I hope the sim doesn't crash. Anyway. Okay. So I'm gonna switch to heading. Just keep the same heading until we. I'll show you on the map. Let me zoom this one in. This is on this overlay map is on my streaming PC. So yeah, once we reach this waypoint in GOG, I'm gonna keep going on the same heading to intercept heading 359. I'm checking the weather for this afternoon's flight, and it looks good. So again, this is for this afternoon, and we're going to fly from Hoffen to Wick in Scotland, and we have to do it this afternoon, otherwise it'll be like for the next week, and I don't even know what's gonna happen. Probably gets even worse. It's gonna be a lot of like bad weather, like icing. Yeah, icing is our enemy. Like we have to avoid that. This aircraft doesn't have any de-icing really. but if I check it, if I get a cross section of we have of course overcast condition for most of the way. Like if we get a cross section of this path, and so I'm gonna fly at like try to fly at 13,000 feet. Let's say 1600 hours. Yeah, it looks good. So we have to fly and quickly reach 10,000 above, like 13,000 feet, and then we will be good. And even if we look at the wind, it's good. Like we don't have turbulence and stuff like that, so everything looks good for this afternoon's flight. And once we finish this part, this is the last leg of Atlantic crossing. We basically complete this very challenging part. That will be the entire path here, and then the rest of them will be short flights, and the main fun begins. Having to consider that almost makes this a strategy game. Yes, it is. Exactly. I mean, that's what you would do in real life too, right? And it is very, yeah, you have to be very careful about that. Hey, Boston Boots, how are you doing? Yeah, I can't wait to reach Europe as well. But yeah, today is our chance. Like if we don't make it to Scotland by the end of today, I don't know when we can do. Yeah, Mango, as like when you say strategy game, it is very challenging because with this aircraft, again, you don't have any de-icing devices or anything, right? You lose your performance very dangerously. Like you basically fall out of the sky. Like your engine stops having enough performance, your wings won't have enough lift. So we have a little bit of wind from north. I think it's pushing us to the right. I'm gonna correct the heading a little bit. I wish we had more time to explore Iceland better, but yeah, if we don't fly to Scotland today, we're gonna get stranded in Iceland. When are we going to do our first group flight? Whenever you're ready, my friend. You are welcome to join anytime you can. It is like I always fly in multiplayer enabled. Like I am online in flightsim, so once we reach Scotland, I will have a better schedule, so probably I can announce it online sooner. Right now I have to wait until the last minute, basically. Like for example, last night I checked the weather and it was like, yes, that's the opportunity to finish the Atlantic crossing. But then I had to wait to check the weather again right before the flight, before I actually posted online. But sorry, 1 second. I didn't hear it. What was it? Okay. I'm talking more like 5 or 6 people meet at random airport and we fly somewhere cool. Or challenging to land airport. Oh, you mean outside of like this whole fly around the world series? We can arrange that, yeah. Like if we have a bunch of sorry, just 1 second. What happened? Did you just glitch out here? Oh my god, can you believe that? This sim is glitching. What in the world? Don't do this to me. Hey, Mighty Destroyer, we are almost to our close to our destination, I should say. What? They just appeared from nowhere. Oh, it's glitching out. Like it is showing the outside view cockpit when I go in. What's happening, guys? Camera. We didn't change anything, so let me see what's going on. So yeah, here I turned on the location so you can see where we are. We have to land here. We're gonna head down 360, runway 36, and we can't land like this, guys. Any suggestions? Has anyone experienced this? So close, yeah. Instrument failure. But this is like total instrument failure. I have nothing. Like, see, it is showing me the outside view cockpit. Like, basically it's showing me this cockpit. I've never experienced this weird thing. Oh my god, I don't know what to do, guys. Should I change something? Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna change the rendering quality to high and to maybe force it to apply graphics settings. Oh my god, this ATC. This sucks. I don't know what to do. Any ideas? Anyone has experienced this issue? That is one of the most weirdest bugs I've ever seen. I don't know what to do. Please explain the problem again. See, there is no instrument here. Basically, it has stock, like it doesn't show me the in-cockpit view. It is showing me outside cockpit view, like what you see from here, like the very low resolution of the cockpit, and see like the models of the pilot and co-pilot. If I go inside, see, like you see these guys. I have no instrument, like it doesn't show me airspeed, altitude, like nothing. So it's a bug. It's a bug in the sim. Okay, I'm gonna try to land as this. Like I don't have any. Okay, one thing we can do is I can turn on the HUD. Where is it? Is it this one? I think. Okay, I can fly like this maybe. Okay, going manual. Never seen before. Yeah, me neither. That's so strange. It's a bizarre issue. Okay, I'm gonna fly like this, guys. Although I hate it, but where is runway? I don't even see it. It should be around here. Left 030. To the left we go. Yes. The airport is here. I have the runway in sight right there. I can see the lights. I mean, in the last seconds, I can just switch into the cockpit. Because I can't land like this, like I have to land like in this view. There was an update that came out on what was it, Tuesday or Wednesday? Did that break it? Like they fixed something and they break something else, but my last flight was after that update, so I didn't experience this issue. I don't know what's going on. No issues with me since update. Okay. So maybe it's like one of those weird, like once in a blue moon issues. But yeah, Boston Boot, to answer your question, where we are going, when we are going to have group flight, like if there are, I don't know who else wants to like fly, like you say like 5 or 6 people flying around. I'm down for it, like anytime, really, like whenever that there is interest, count me in. During the flight, will we see the many landmarks and major cities? Yes, especially in Europe and Africa. That's why we can't wait to get there, because there's going to be a lot of landmarks and cities. Yes, and like I will try to add, you know, like special sightseeing. Like it's not. I try to add those between the flights. Like for example, it's not gonna be like from point A to point B only. We're gonna go circle around famous buildings or landmarks, stuff like that for sure. Yes. Oh, there. Okay, it's fixed now. Look, my instruments are back. See? No more weird people here. Weird AI. Anyway, I'm so high. Too high, I mean. The instrument is back. Okay, flaps 10. Flaps 20. Why in Greenland named that is so... Why is Greenland named that if it's snowy? Same with Iceland. That's a very good question, and we actually talked about it in my last stream. Like, why is Greenland while it's mostly icy? Like 90% of Greenland is covered in ice, and Iceland has a lot more green lands. I don't know the exact answer to that question, but I watched this YouTube video, and I don't know how true it is. But apparently, like the first settlers, this group of Vikings, when they landed, I mean, sailing and reached. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on the landing as while I'm talking. So when they reached Iceland, like they saw these icebergs and stuff, so they called it Iceland apparently. And same for Greenland, like when they reached Greenland, they didn't see the whole picture of the that part of the Earth. They only saw the shorelines, which were green, so they called it Greenland. But they didn't know it's gonna be like, they didn't know it's so icy in the most parts. So I don't know if it's true or not, but it was based on that YouTube video I watched. Oh shit, okay, sorry. Hey, prediction for, yeah, that was a little bit hard landing. I don't, okay, flaps up, and we are here. Parking brake set. We are going to finish it here, but we're gonna come back at 4 p.m. Local time. It's over, yeah, something around 5 hours, and then we will be in Europe. Hello, this is Arash. Welcome to the stream. We are going to make a big jump today in our flight around the world. Hey, Silver Pearl here. Hey, Mighty Destroyer. I'm glad that you're here. Today is the day to finish the final leg of our Atlantic crossing and basically get over of this challenging part. Probably the most challenging part. It's going to be a long flight today, and I'd say less than half of it will be in darkness, and it's gonna be like overcast and stuff like that, but we can avoid icing, so that's the opportunity we have today. We got a long flight ahead of us. Yes, we do. Yes, that's right. There are icing conditions, but we can avoid them. If we can't make it today, I don't know when we can, because it's going to be like very bad from this day on. Like for the next, at least for the next 8 days, it's gonna be very, very bad. Like basically impossible to fly from Iceland to Scotland using Cessna 172. Weather looks good right now. Yes, here is good, but in halfway through the flight it's going to be overcast and a little bit of icing condition at the lower altitude, but we can make it above to 13,000 feet, which we need it in order to get the range, right? We need to get to the 13,000 feet in order to get the fuel consumption as low as we need in order to make it all the way to Scotland. It's almost 1,000 kilometers to be exact. It is 499, let's round up 500 nautical miles. Without further ado, let's get into the flight, shall we? Hello, Golden Blue 05. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the stream. We are just about to take off from Hofen in Iceland and head down to Scotland on our way basically complete leg 11 of flying around the world. This is going to be a long flight of almost 5 hours minimum. This gives a perspective of how big the world actually is. Yes, I agree with you. That is a very good point. Okay, we are going to have a kind of a heavy takeoff here. I'm kind of overweight because of all of the equipment that we're carrying as our cargo. Okay. Okay, parking brake set. Power 2800 RPM. Fuel quantity, fuel flow, oil temperature and pressure, vacuum ammeter, everything looks good, and we are set for takeoff. Parking brake release, and here we go. Takeoff power set. Airspeed active. Positive rate. I should have announced that, right?
Bravo India Hotel November traffic garage Charlie Alpha 010 taking off runway 18 south departure. Reykjavík Center garage Charlie Alpha 010 is climbing through
Flaps up.
feet for 3,000 feet.
Hello, Charlie Alpha 010 Reykjavík Center. Continue to Hotel November as planned. Altimeter tree, 0.50.
Okay, Hotel November is our first waypoint. It's right next to the airport. You can say goodbye to Iceland. Heading select and altitude. Again with that view, yeah. It's pretty awesome, isn't it? imagine flying in real world, real life in this area. Approximately how long will this take? Around 5 hours. So I'm not sure the exact number of like the headwind value that we're gonna get. There are some tailwind, some sections tailwind and some sections headwind, but they are not that strong. So that ETE of oops, we overshot the heading. Let me just turn to the left here. Okay, yeah, that estimated time en route is kind of accurate, 5 hours, I'd say. So yeah, we will arrive like in after dark, of course, and it's going to be overcast. So probably like we're gonna have ILS landing, of course. So we don't see much of Wick in Scotland. It's going to be like very, because there's like low clouds. It's gonna be dark anyway. But hopefully we can have a good view on our next leg when we take off to go down south of Scotland and then England. So yeah, 5 hours. Right now at local time is 5 p.m. Yeah. So I'd say 10 p.m. local time will arrive. Can't wait to see the Scottish Alps. Is it called Alps? Is it? I thought the Alps is like within. I'm not sure. My geography of that region is not that great, so. Do you have a lot? Are they called? What's the mountain range called?
Reykjavík Center Air Baltic 170 is at flight level 405, descending 10,000 feet. Air Baltic
For sure, there are a lot of mountains, and it looks beautiful. I'm looking at the pictures and stuff, and I wonder how they've modeled it in the sim. But yeah, I need to make sure that we can have the next leg of the flight in somewhat better condition. Hopefully we can have that so we can also see the mountain ranges. Okay, let's set nav. gonna actually request for higher altitude. Because the higher we go, of course, we get better fuel performance. But the maximum altitude could be around 13,000 feet. I don't think we can actually get that high at the beginning of the flight because we are so heavy. We need to burn some fuel. Speaking of that, I need to keep an eye on the fuel mixture to keep a good fuel economy. So let's see. I'm gonna go step by step. I'm not gonna shoot for 13,000 feet like all the way. So let's go for 5,000.
Reykjavík Center, Mirage Charlie Alpha 010. Request 5,000 feet.
Aloft Charlie Alpha 010 climb and maintain 5,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Mirage Charlie Alpha 010.
Okay, let's look at the maps here. So this is what I was looking at. This is our approximate flight path on the weather maps, and these are the charts. So if we go from the beginning, that's the temperature. So if we fly around, let's say, yeah, it's gonna be of course freezing temperature, but there is no visible humidity. That's the thing. Like if we get the two of the combination, then we will have icing, right? Like if we have a below, like let's say below 2 or 1 degree Celsius, close to 0, and visible temperature, which is like cloud, fog, or anything like that, then we will have icing on the aircraft. So at this altitude we are safe. Here we will have icing. So if we go back, oh, by the way, this is the wind speed. It's pretty normal, like it's not that crazy really. And if we go to icing, like here you have icing, but we're gonna fly, I'm gonna aim for 13,000 feet. So during the approach we might face some rough parts. We have to be careful about that, but then we are in good shape. But compare it with tomorrow, let's say like midday, like we can't even take off. Like if we were going to do this flight tomorrow, like right after takeoff, we would have faced icing condition, like severe icing condition, even at landing. So yeah, like at 13,000 feet is fine, but in order to get to that altitude, we had to pass through this dangerous region. Same the next day, like it's even worse. Like there is no way you can fly with Cessna in this altitude, in this weather. Yeah, you can fly like below, let's say 1,800 feet, but you can't get that fuel economy to go like 500 nautical miles at that altitude. It's just you burn so much fuel that you run out of fuel. So that's the problem. I'm sure you can handle a bit of wind. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. But it'll get bad very soon. Like if we look at this map, so okay, we don't have much of a headwind. We have a little bit of tailwind here halfway. Oh yeah, this is not current. Let me go back. 650. Yeah, that's right. That's good. We're gonna have crosswind here, so it's not favorable, but it's not headwind, so it's okay. It's not that strong. we have some music? In-flight entertainment. If you crash, then you have to restart the whole leg. Yes, that's the rule. either way, like if the sim crashes, or I mean, if the sim crashes, let's say if the software just glitches out and it just stops, because this is a very challenging part and we can't do it another day, I will get the approximate location of where the software crashed, and basically I will spawn the aircraft at that location and then continue. But if I crash, then yes, we have to do the whole leg again. So hopefully that's not gonna happen. Let's cross our fingers and hope for the best, and I'll do my best. Okay, let's go higher. We are in good shape. Let's aim for 7,000.
Reykjavík Center, Mirage Charlie Alpha 010. Request 7,000 feet.
Mirage Charlie Alpha 010.
Why does it do that?
Maintain 7,000 feet.
Okay. What the hell?
Climb and maintain 7,000
Okay.
feet. Mirage Charlie Alpha 010.
Can you customize the plane? Well, this is the stock version. So there are mods out there, of course. Like every day, somebody comes up with a mod, or is that what you like? Do you mean like the aircraft systems, or are you mentioning the livery, like the color scheme and stuff like that? Either way, there are mods and there are like free liveries. They are not official yet. I haven't bothered to actually go and look for liveries. The only thing that I've changed is the color scheme. Okay, the liveries. They are not official like Microsoft released, but you can download them. Like there are free ones out there, and it's very. I've heard that it's actually very easy to install them. You don't even need to install them. You just download, unzip them, and copy them into the community folder of flightsim, and they just appear in the menu where you select the liveries. But I haven't bothered really that much with the liveries, because this is fine. The only thing I've changed is my tail number, like the Charlie Foxtrot uniform Whiskey November. I've actually flown with the same tail number with my friend who is a flight instructor. That's why I chose this tail number. The other thing you can also check is, I'm using Meteor Blue website. In case if you don't know, Meteor Blue is the company that provides the weather information for flightsim 2020. So whatever they have on their website matches greatly, of course, with what you see in the sim. That's why I use this website for weather maps and charts and stuff like that. Some of their services are free, some of them are like you have to subscribe to them. But yeah, so whatever you see here, they just FS 2020 just connects to their server, they pull down the data, and you'll see it in the sim. So one of the they have two different maps, right? This one is the like the old one, as you can see, and you can draw like cross sections, and then oh, see, we are so heavy. Okay, calm down, aircraft. Yeah, the autopilot in Cessna 172 is very primitive. Like, it just keeps trying to climb until it stalls. So I have to reduce the vertical speed. If there was an emergency on a plane, would you be able to fly it in real life? Of course. I hope so. I think that the hardest part is radio communication. Like, real life radio communication is difficult. But the aircraft itself, I mean, I have controlled Cessna 172 in real life. Like, I haven't landed or taken off, but when I was flying with this flight instructor, he gave me control where we were cruising, and I was controlling it, like going up and down, like to the assigned altitude, like left and right, turning, and I know how it feels to control this aircraft, this particular aircraft. But yeah, the radio communication is the tricky part, right? In real life, like, you have to know exactly what you're doing, how to announce like emergency situations and stuff like that. That needs like a whole new level of training, right? I mean, of course, if there is an emergency situation, like, there are like emergency frequencies that you have to tune in, and then everybody can hear that. They will basically they will guide you through it, but let's hope that nobody faces such situation.
Descend and maintain 7,000 feet. Garage Charlie Alpha 010.
Oh, I didn't even realize, I was just talking. Okay, we were past 7,000 feet. He just shoots up. To be fair, it's actually a tiny bit harder to control the aircraft in a flight sim like this, and the reason is that
Charlie Alpha 010, please expedite your descent to 7,000 feet.
okay, the reason for that is you don't get the senses of aircraft movements, right? Because when you're climbing or descending or turning to the left and right, you can feel it, right? But you don't have any of those senses when you're in the sim, so you have to learn how to basically control your aircraft. Like, right now, yeah, we have like visual reference, right? Like, I can see outside, and if the aircraft is turning or like doing something crazy, I can see and I can quickly gain control by just looking at the outside and have a visual reference. However, let's say it's completely foggy outside. The only way that I would know what's happening with the aircraft is my attitude indicator, this one, right? And like, that's it. Of course, like I have I mean airspeed and altitude indicators, stuff like that, but if you go up and down, left and right, you won't sense any of those, right? So it's kind of difficult. You have to do other things in order to have that control. I just noticed that I have class, so I need to go. During break I will be back. Yeah, no worries, and thank you for stopping by. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Have a good class. Okay, we are going to go a little bit higher this time, a little bit slower though. I'm gonna reduce, set a lower vertical speed. Let's aim for 9,000.
Reykjavík Center, Rush Charlie Alpha 010. Request 9,000 feet.
Arrows Charlie Alpha 010 climb and maintain 9,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Rush Charlie Alpha 010.
I'm trying to get the best EGT here. I think, yeah, 35 was higher. Higher EGT means better fuel and air mixture. So you get the best performance out of your fuel. Oops. There we go. Hello, Armin. How are you doing, bro? I'm good, good. We have, we are lucky today that we have this window, another window of opportunity to finish the Atlantic crossing. So early morning, I flew. This morning, I flew from Reykjavík to Hofen. So we crossed. We flew across Iceland, and right now we are flying to Scotland at 4 a.m. Yes, you got the message. Yeah. Yeah, because it's gonna get very, very bad. Like tomorrow, and Saturday and Sunday, it's gonna be like crazy, like insane icing conditions, and even after that, like for the next 8 days, it's so bad. Like there is no way you can fly this leg of the flight, you know, in Cessna. So I think this is pure chance that we got this opportunity. So yeah, see, this is for Sunday. Like the icing condition goes all the way to 13,800. On Saturday, it goes all the way to 6,000, but again it's completely covered, right? So in order to get to this part, you need to go through the icing area. Like you're gonna get iced up. Like you can't even climb to this altitude to fly. And even if you want to fly like close to the water below the clouds, you're gonna burn so much fuel because the air density is higher. You will run out of fuel before you reach Scotland. So yeah, this is today. So there are some icing conditions, but we're gonna be above them. So it's all good. I mean, later today, around, yeah, we're gonna have some icing close to Scotland, so, but hopefully we can avoid that. Yeah, no worries. Okay, we have some good airspeed. Let's try for 10,000, but very slowly because we are still too heavy. Let me see. I'm gonna check to see if I have the best EGT, highest EGT. Yeah, 30%. That's good.
Reykjavík Center, Mirage Charlie Alpha 010. Request 10,000 feet.
Mirage Charlie Alpha 010 climb and maintain 10,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Mirage Charlie Alpha 010.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, I'm on call right now, so I have to keep an eye on my work phone in case anything emergency happens. So I have to jump into the call. That's why I'm looking at my phone. Yeah, I think 30% is a good mixture. Okay, let's try for 11,000 now.
Reykjavík Center, Mirage Charlie Alpha 010. Request 11,000 feet.
everything looks good. That gives us tiny bit of better fuel consumption, I guess. We go 30. Let's see if it drops the airspeed. So 124, and I'm gonna jump down to 25%. I'm getting higher AGT, but no airspeed change really. Still 124 ground speed. So yeah, let's keep it at 25% then. Okay, I'm gonna take a short break. I need to refill my water and I'll be right back, okay? Hello, I'm back. Okay, let's try 12,000 now.
Reykjavík Center, Mirage Charlie Alpha 010. Request 12,000 feet.
Mirage Charlie Alpha 010 climb and maintain 12,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 12,000 feet. Mirage Charlie Alpha 010.
You don't have much of a climb performance really at this altitude, so I'm gonna just go very slowly, and ATC is gonna get mad at me, but whatever.
Mirage Charlie Alpha 010, please expedite your climb to
I
12,000
told you.
feet.
It's gonna say that again and again. Hey, mighty destroyer, welcome back. Glad you're here. So I'm slowly climbing to higher altitudes. Again, the aircraft is very heavy still, so it's kind of difficult to climb faster than this. But we're good. I'm basically just climbing at 100 feet per minute, so it's gonna take like another 8 minutes to reach 12,000 feet.
010, please expedite your climb to
Where we at? We are, I think we've basically gone a quarter of our way. So I can bring up the larger map for you with the location on here. It's almost a quarter of the path. So we still have 3 hours left. This is where we are.
Aloft Charlie Alpha 010, please expedite your climb to 12,000 feet.
I'm trying. I shouldn't have clicked that. Okay. Let's go a little bit faster. But the airspeed is gonna drop. That's a funny series of emojis. Is that squid? I bet there are a lot of these squids down below us.
Aloft Charlie Alpha 010, please expedite your climb to 12,000 feet.
See, it's gonna drop the airspeed. I can't go faster than this. Can't wait till we can actually tour cities. Yeah, me too. This part is just, I don't know. It's long and I don't want to say boring, but you have to go through this part in order to get to the exciting parts. Okay, I'm gonna reduce the vertical speed. I'm gonna stall. Okay, let's level out so we can gain some speed first. Yeah, it's too high at this with this current weight that we have. I don't know if I mentioned it in this. No, I don't think I did. I had mentioned it like in the previous streams. But one of the things that I'm doing right now, for example, in real life, when these GA aircrafts want to fly in long distances, they carry like an auxiliary tank in their back seat or cargo, like here, and then they have these manual pumps that they basically pump the extra fuel to the main tanks up in the wings, right? It's like, I don't know, like for example when you pump your bicycle, same kind of concept. It's like a manual pump. And I don't have any means to add such a thing in this sim. I don't have any mods, but what I do, like I'm actually simulating carrying extra weight by putting it here as the passenger left and right. So I'm basically carrying 150 pounds of fuel, extra fuel. I'm counting the weight of it. That translates to 25 gallons of fuel, like extra fuel. So if I run out of fuel in my main tanks, I will put this weight back into the main tanks. So basically I put 0 here and then 25 gallons, like 12.5 gallons per tank. So that's why we are so heavy. Also, I always carry 150 pounds of cargo as general equipments that we have to carry for Atlantic crossing. For example, like a raft, emergency equipments, tent, and things like that. So, like roughly, it's around 150 pounds of equipment. How detailed? Yeah. Trying to keep it as realistic as possible. Hopefully we don't need that. That's why I'm trying to reach higher and higher altitudes. Because right now, as you can see, at this altitude, we've managed to lower the fuel flow to almost 10 gallons per hour. This is all real time? Yes, it is. Real time and real weather. That's correct. So right now we have almost, let's say 19, what was it saying here again? Well, it says 20 in each, but the last bit of it is not really usable. Like you will run out of fuel at 1.5 gallon per tank. The engine basically stops. So let's say we have 17.5 almost per gallon, like usable gas. So that's 35 gallons divided by 10 gallons per hour, right? That gives us 3 hours and 30 minutes. So we're good. We should be good. Like 3 hours left in our flight. So we probably don't need that extra fuel to be transferred to the main tanks. Some fun facts about where we are flying to. Scotland. I don't know if anyone knows, but Scotland's national animal is unicorn. Can you believe that? Unicorn is Scotland's national animal. Kinda looks like mountains or the clouds. Yeah, it's like hills covered in snow. And also, Scots invented golf. Here's another fun fact. It's basically Homes to golf. Can I see that hat? Like here? This hat? Can you see it? I don't know. It's I got this from Yellow Wings of Canada. That's the same hat that you see I'm wearing when I'm flying with Harvard. That's the that's my profile picture. It's like an old aircraft. They used to train pilots back in World War II with Harvard. These. It's a pretty awesome bird, but freaking loud. Why don't you become a pilot? Because of money. It's expensive. When I basically I had a dream of becoming a pilot like all my life, and when I was out of high school, where I grew up, the requirement to become a pilot was having 20/20 vision, and basically I'm wearing glasses, so I couldn't get into the airline, like the biggest airline that I grew up, where I grew up. It was basically for free, but you had a commitment. Like for example, they were training you for free, and then you were being employed by the same airline. You had to work for them for, I don't know, like it was 15 years or something. But of course they wanted like they wanted the best of the best. Like their requirement was 20/20 vision. Like that was the first thing. So that wasn't a choice for me. But then later, so of course I took another path in my life. I went to university for another program, and then I came to Canada. But right, here is not, that's not the requirement. Like I can actually go to flight school while wearing glasses, but just the money is the problem right now. Don't you have 20/20 with the glasses though? Yes, like I don't have any problem seeing with my glasses, but back in the day where I grew up, the like glasses it wasn't acceptable. Like you needed to have natural 20/20 vision. That's why I didn't go to flight. I couldn't go to flight school right out of high school. Yeah. So right now I'm trying to manage the financial things. So uh, you know, go to flight school just for myself. Like I don't want to pursue uh, the like pursue it as a career. It's too late for me. Like I've already gone another path to have I have a different profession, but I want to become a pilot one day, just for myself. Like just get my PPL, private pilot license, and be able to just fly for fun, like in a GA aircraft. Hopefully one day. would you get a Cessna? You mean, would I buy a Cessna? I don't think I can afford to buy a Cessna. These are expensive. Any sort of aircraft, like even the ultralights are very expensive. Plus, it's not just having it, right? Um, unless you're making money out of it, or you're super cheap. Sorry, super rich. Uh, it isn't worth to buy like a small aircraft. It's better to just rent it and go for a flight, because if you don't have your own landing strip and hangar, like you have to pay to your local airport like a fee, and they are not cheap. You want to park your aircraft somewhere, right? When you're not flying, you have to pay the airport fee and ground, I don't know, services, stuff like that. And then there is maintenance and like all sort of expenses. Is that what you mean? Would I get a Cessna? Yeah, unless I win a lottery ticket. What do you like in flying? The sightseeing or the thought that there's no ground under you? Just the fact of flying, like all of it, sightseeing, just the sensation of flying, to be honest. Like, I don't know, being free, like a bird. Uh, I don't know, when you're up in the sky and like look at your left and right, uh, and you have your wings like a bird, you know, it's amazing. I think it's the best feeling in the world, to be honest. Plus, I'm kind of a nerd. Like, I like to play around with like computer equipments and stuff like that. So it's fun to, just play around with these equipments, like navigation, reading maps and things like that. I don't know, but yeah, like being free like a bird and flying in the sky is what I look for. It would be calming to be flying exactly like this. Yes, exactly. It's like a dream to me. Like flying like this. I don't think there's anything, I don't know, no other fun is better than this, in my opinion. It's just me. I've been thinking to get the VR, but it's heavy. Like, I don't know if it would be the same experience. But imagine like having a VR headset with this vision. Like, it would be so immersive. But then I don't know how I can stream. The horizon looks so nice. Yeah, that's right. They've done a pretty good job in modeling this. Like, I'm just checking my work phone to see if there is anything going on. I think I mentioned it. Yeah, we're supposed to be on call because we have a big migration, like system migration this weekend. So they basically let us go early today, but we have to still be like alerted. Like we have to check our messages to make sure that everything is good and stuff like that. Otherwise, I have to be at work normally right now at this hour. I think it's like a lucky combination that we got this flyable weather condition, and I got half day off, sort of, so we can finish the Atlantic crossing. What's my job? I'm in cloud operations. Like servers and stuff. Okay, here's another interesting thing that you're gonna notice. I don't know if you've seen the like after sunset view in FS 2020. This dark area, it's gonna grow and come higher and higher. Once sun is below horizon, you're gonna see it even like more prominent, and that's basically the shadow of Earth on its on the atmosphere. Because right now, like the sky up here is kind of bright. It's because it's been lit by the sun. But once the sun goes below horizon, it won't. Basically, the Earth casts a shadow on these parts of the atmosphere. And then you will see like a very dark area of the atmosphere, and then on top of that it will still be lit. And it's pretty amazing how they've modeled it in the sim. Almost halfway. Yeah. 2 hours and 45 minutes. It's gonna be pitch dark. Like, because we don't have moon in the sky. It's almost full. Sorry, it's almost new moon. So we won't be able to see much after dusk. Hey G Nice. Awesome sunset, yes. beautiful. And we have shadow of Earth on this side. Once we reach Europe, the flights mostly will be like this morning's flight, like an hour and a half at most. So it'll be much better. This is the last long flight for a while. So this one is like almost 1,000 kilometers, like 500 nautical miles. The next one, I don't know the exact date. I have to check the weather, so we can have some sightseeing of Scotland mountains. But yeah, this one is 2 hours. Maybe I can break that down into two. Well, yeah, it's 1 hour actually. Like before I have class, so I have to go. I will try to stop by after class. Thanks for the positive energy and genuine personality. Oh yeah, no problem. I'm glad that you stopped by, and I'm happy that you are here. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Have a nice class. I have to go to meeting. We'll catch you later. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be here for the next 2 hours and 40 minutes. I need to. We need to finish this leg, so we'll see you later. Okay, everything looks good. Just fuel quantity, oil pressure. Oil pressure has risen up pretty high. I mean, we're still okay, but okay, good. Everything looks good. Oh, sorry, I was taking a screenshot here. of the sunset. Hello, I'm back. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, fuel quantity, oil temperature and pressure, fuel flow looks good, vacuum, ammeter, everything looks great. I'm going to actually try to go to 13,000 feet to get better, even better fuel performance.
Reykjavík Center, Mirage Charlie Alpha.
But of course I have to try it slowly.
13,000 feet.
Mirage Charlie Alpha, 010 climb and maintain 13,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Mirage Charlie Alpha 010.
It's gonna take a while. Okay, let me refresh the weather here. See what do we get. Make a cross section. Not much of a change, so that's good.
Mirage Charlie Alpha, 010, please.
Icing, yeah, we're good. So we should arrive by what, 2100, 2200 hours. Yeah, we're gonna have some icing at the destination while descending. Let me see if I can zoom in here. So like, yeah, if I can keep it like at around 4,000 or yeah 3,200 and then circle around the airport and then
Mirage Charlie Alpha, 010, please.
I don't know, we'll see. We go to in-flight icing, 2200. Yeah, we don't have much of icing at 9500 millibar, which is 1800. But if we go to 900, yeah, this patch is right between those two levels, so we can't see it in this map.
Mirage Charlie Alpha, 010, please expedite your climb to 13,000 feet.
I'm trying. But yeah, like below us, it's all icing condition. Like right here in this area. Hey, Captain Scoop. Thank you. This is uh, this is the last leg of our Atlantic crossing. I messaged you actually earlier in your Discord. I don't know if you saw it or no, but I was wondering if you wanted to join. But then I had to fly because today is the last day for I don't know how long. But the weather condition is gonna be very very bad. So basically, it would be impossible to cross this section of the flight. So we are basically lucky that we got this weather. After this, it'll be all like icy condition and it'll be crazy. Sorry, suck up with the work. Yeah, no worries, man. Um, I'm actually supposed to be at work too. No, I mean I should be at work, but then we got like a half day off, so it was like a by all like it was just a lucky thing that the weather was good, and then I got like half day off because we have like a weekend project, so they let us go. But I'm still on call though. Like I have my work phone here in case something happens and I will receive a call. So yeah, but it's good that this whole thing happened, so we can do this long last section uh, and get over it. We'll be in Scotland in around 2 hours. What I'm working for? You mean where I'm working for? It's I work in cloud operations, basically like servers and like websites and stuff like that. And it's all like in the cloud, basically. IT stuff, yeah. Are you too? Nice. Like you work in IT, like cloud operations or different parts of IT? Data science, nice. That's good. That's nice. Postgrad. Oh, so you okay? You're a student then. Like PhD. Wow, that's awesome. You're gonna be a doctor soon. That's great. Oh, master's. Still, it's great. I only have a bachelor degree. Never PhD. You wanna be done with the school and go to work. Kind of the same thing for me. Like I wanted to just go to the work because it was hard, like the expenses and stuff. I was so tired of being in debt, like all of the student loan and stuff like that. I just wanted to get to the workforce and pay my debts and be done with it. Everything looks good here. It's gonna be so dark because there's no moon in the sky today. We are almost at new moon. So after the dusk it's gonna be like just the stars. But on the plus side, we can see the stars, which is pretty amazing. Like it looks very realistic. Like for example, you can actually tell where the north is. I don't know if you're familiar with the like constellations, but right now it's so easy to find where the north is. Let's say like your compass and stuff are like gone, right? Sometimes you resemble like Rowan Atkinson. Well, I take that as a great compliment because I love Rowan Atkinson. but but he's such a hilarious guy. Like I'm not even close, but thank you. From some angle, okay. But yeah, so see, this is a Polaris. This is a star here, and this is the direction of north right here. So that way is north, like true north, not magnetic north. And the way that I know it's Polaris, like the North Star, is because you can find it by looking at Big Dipper. This is Big Dipper. See, it's like a kind of a, what do you call it? Oh my god, I forgot the name. You know when you want to like scoop soup from your pot? What is it called? I forgot the name. Anyway, whatever. The constellations is lively mapped in this game. Yes, it is. These are like real. That's how I can tell this is North Star. Anyway, so this is Big Dipper, right? And these two stars, I don't know if you can see it on your monitor, but Um, if you take these 2 stars of Big Dipper and extend them 5 times, so this is the like distance, like let's say 1 2 3 4 5, right? This points to the North Star. That's the direction of north, true north. And like at night, if you don't have your compass, like if I don't know if it breaks or something, that's how you can tell your direction. So if this is north, this way would be east, and this is west, of course, where the sun set. But let's say like after dusk, you don't see where the sun set, so you can tell where are the directions, and you can confirm that by looking at the heading indicator. Yeah, all of these stars. I don't know the name of all constellations. I used to know them, like when I was in high school. I was way into like sky observations and stuff like that. Have you tried to reach space in this sim? Yes, I have. And you can only go as high as 250,000 feet. So that's not, you won't be able to reach the space. So because officially space starts at 100 kilometers. So 250,000 feet is how many kilometers? Yeah, 76 kilometers. So it's not space yet. That's how far you can go. It basically stops. Like one time I just jumped into the plane and I put it on slew, and if you press F4, it just goes up very fast. So yeah, 250,000 feet. In P3D, you can go way high. Like you can go, I don't know how far, but you can definitely get into space. I think I saw some. I never had them, but I saw somewhere that they have like space shuttle model for P3D or FSX, something like that. I can't remember. I've never tried them though. Speaking of space, I actually have I don't know if you've ever tried it, Kerbal Space Program. Have you ever heard of that? It's like a sandbox. It's a space simulator, but it's not like solar system. It's like an imaginary system of stars. They have like a similar to sun and earth, and you can actually build a rocket ship and go into space. Even this simulator have some weird spacecraft. Oh, this one I've never seen it. No. No, I'm not into space that much, but okay.
119.87.
Okay, we're transferred to Scotland.
Scottish Center Rush Charlie Alpha 010 13,000 feet.
Charlie Alpha 010 Scottish Center. Continue as planned. Altimeter tree, 0.40.
By the way, I don't know if you're busy or not, but if you want, feel free to try to join in the flight sim. You don't have to. I'm just saying, like, you're welcome to do that at any time. if you're busy, you can do that another time as well. I know that yesterday, what was it, the other day, it didn't work, but feel free to try it again. How long is this flight? It was like 5 hours. Now it's 1 hour and 49 minutes is left. So almost 2 hours is left. Let's say like the landing and stuff. Yeah, 1 hour and 55. Yeah. I'd say that ETE is pretty close. So yeah, there is quite a bit of flight left, man. Okay, yeah. Try. You have the route right there. And I don't know, do you want the GPS location? Does that help? I can just type it in anyway. No? Okay. Strangely, I haven't seen anybody. Oh, maybe because my nameplate is off. I'm gonna actually turn it on. Let me go to traffic. Yeah, nameplate is off. Okay. So I should be able to see you. Oh yeah, there is one person there. Far, far away. And they just disappeared. Which server? Same, East USA. Here. East USA. And I'm online. Also, I have my Discord open, so if I should be able to hear you if you want to communicate through Discord or your Discord. Will join yours if everything is set. Okay, I'll send you the link, the invite link. Hopefully it'll work. Bear with me for a moment. I can see you, but you're at like 13,000. Yeah, same altitude. If you hold your altitude and head towards, you're pretty close actually, but you're diving down.
Yeah, my joystick, I have to calculate it. It's tricky. so stressed.
You can choose a different aircraft if it doesn't go fast enough. Because it's hard to reach 13,000 feet in Cessna 172. Like I basically climbed very slowly to this altitude.
Are you? Can you tell me? Vector me towards you.
Take heading 148.
I apparently can't see anything, man. Oh my gosh.
Hey, mighty destroyer. How long left do we have? I'm on my approach basically. The runway is right behind us.
Heading at altitude, Mirage Charlie Alpha 0.
What did you say? I missed it.
Mirage Charlie Alpha 010 has the runway in sight.
Mirage Charlie Alpha 010, you are 7 miles southeast of Whiskey India Charlie Kilo. Maintain present heading and altitude. Contact Wick Tower on 119.70.
So within a few minutes we're gonna land.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Tower on 119.70. Flight Mirage Charlie Alpha 010. Wick Tower Mirage Charlie Alpha 010, 8 miles southeast inbound visual runway 31.
That's the runway.
Mirage Charlie Alpha 010, Wick Tower. Cleared visual runway 31 approach. Altimeter tree 0.38 with 034 at ONE2.
Cleared visual runway 31 approach Mirage Charlie Alpha 010.
Here I can actually let me see if I can zoom in for you. There we go. How was your class? Am I turning? Yes. Was it good? Okay, that's good. A bit boring. You have a good visual approach here, so everything is good. And it's hard to believe but we made it. We made it across the Atlantic with Cessna 172. That's it. Crazy, to be honest. Five hours, yeah. And that's just one leg. Like you have to count from Nunavut, Canada to Greenland, and then to across Greenland, and then to Iceland, and 5 hours here. So that was a lot. I can tell you how the distance that we've traveled. So Iqaluit to Nunavut, yeah, 1,880 nautical miles. That's the total distance we've traveled. Okay, flaps 30. We have some crosswind here. I don't know if you can notice, but it's pushing me to the left. Like I'm trying to correct it, but we basically made it with the.
Mirage Charlie Alpha 010
Sorry.
cleared to land runway 31. Wind 034 at ONE2.
What did it say? Oh, okay. 341.
Cleared to land runway 31, Mirage Charlie Alpha 010.
Anyway, we didn't need the extra fuel, so that's good. Like, it's the same. The fuel in the main tank, basically we made it here with 5 gallons in each tank left, so 10 gallons total. Like I said earlier, a bit of wind won't stop you. Yeah, that's true. At least it's not a storm. That's right, exactly. That's the last thing we want, having storm in this airplane. Okay, I'm gonna put the mixture to full in case of go around. But we shouldn't need any go around. There is no traffic here, everything should be fine. You can differentiate the ground and the sea, right? Yeah. Wherever there is light, it's ground. Wherever there isn't, it's either God knows what or sea. Yes. Okay, I need some power now. We just passed the NDB point. It's good. It's good. I'm ready for the smooth landing. Okay, make your prediction. just a tiny bit off center, but minus 53. Okay, that was not bad, eh? I was a little bit off center because I was trying to compensate for this crosswind. And that's it. We made it to Scotland. Wow. Hard to believe, eh? This is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me in this long leg of flight. And I hope to see you soon. This is Arash signing off.